Welcome back to another episode of Penny Help Jess. And I truly hope that one day I actually help somebody. And at the minimum, that I provide a moderate level of entertainment from my coin roll hunting. Today we have one of these penny wrappers, and I like these. To tell you the truth, I don't see these anymore, at the dollar store or at the bank giving away. So whenever I see these, I always think of a penny wrapper that's about 5-10 years old. So I'm hoping that there's 10-15% copper in it. The other reason is that they're slightly bigger than other penny wrappers, and let's see, and they tend to come out very nice and neat. Okay, and obviously we do have copper here. We probably do have about 10 copper pennies. All right, let's see. All right, we'll look at a copper penny for our first. Nice misaligned die. Let me go a little closer. So lately I've been talking a lot about the ending of the penny. Double dies. No flared G. The things that I'm purchasing as a result. Let me see. It looks like let me get my pointer. So here we have a grease strike, a very obvious grease strike. And then here we have, maybe even here, but here we have some of the metal. It looks like that. I think it's just a coloration. Let me look at this under the loop. If there is something going on over here, it's very weak. It looks like there could also be just a little damage mark there. That's a pretty cool grease strike, though. Another 88. Let's see if we find any shield cents today. And that'll really let us know more or less how old this penny roll is. A lot of 88s. This is the third 88 we found. It'd be nice if one was a flared G. I never found one. The flared G is related to the second name, I believe, it's got to be the artist, right? No, there's initials here and there's initials here. You know what? I don't know what the initials are. Let me look it up real quick. I'll let you know. Okay, so I was right. It is an artist of a U.S. Mint engraver, Frank Gasparo. Frank Gasparo. So again, we found this is the third or fourth, the third flared FG 88 we found. Well, what we want to find is the 89 reverse on the 88 coin. From what I remember, that they're worth about $100. Of course, condition, depending on the condition and all that. So to me, it does look like a repunch mint mark. And I can see the initial punch. I'm just trying to get the right angle. Yeah. On both serifs. And it even looks like possibly in the middle. I bet you underneath the microscope, you would see the in the middle of the D, you would also see the repunch. But it looks like a repunch mint mark to me. Okay, we have our first shield sent. I believe this is our first one. 2019. Okay. 6 years ago. All right, now we're going to see a bunch of shields, I guess. Again, 2019. And we only have one copper so far. I don't know, that 10 coppers that I was seeing might be incorrect. I don't know if we're going to find 10 copper pennies here. So far we got one. Might be 7 or 8 then. So we had a bunch of 88s in a row, and now we're having a bunch of 2019s. Let's see, 2019 again. 16. With a big rim dent, edge dent. All right, is this going to be copper? No. I thought this was copper. From right there, it looks like copper. Pretty sure it is not. Nope. What's that? Yeah, this is a pretty dirty penny roll. 85. So how is so I know one of the big things a lot of coin channels are talking about are the ending, the potential ending of the penny. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when, but sooner than later, let's say. And how that is going to will that affect you, if at all? It's going to affect me, that's for sure. Let me look at these letters. Those definitely look extra thick to me. Yeah, the Liberty definitely looks extra thick to me. I mean, there's all types of twists and turns. You can see possibly the initial strike E there. I mean, under the Liberty, the R. Now, is it a deteriorated die? I don't know. I kind of see these notchings and twists even in the motto, even though they're close to the rim. And the 8 also has something going on with it. The date, mostly the 8. Yeah, that's a keeper. All right, we have 2 copper pennies now. Okay, we got a 2017. I just started holding on to those. A little late to the party, I know. I probably would have had tubes and not tubes. Yeah, I am using tubes for the 2017. I'd probably have tubes and tubes of them if I would have started this at the beginning. But you know, another copper. Yeah. And of course, it could have the last coin that I showed that I said looks like extra thick. It could just be mechanical doubling, of course. That is always a possibility when you don't see a clearly defined first strike image, like in the G here. It's a good example. And in the Liberty, you see some twisting, you see some flattening. But the G, you know, you can see a notch there. And the question is, you know, not see when you change the angle. Oh, look, it even comes down further when you change the angle. You know, is something like this from an initial strike and it was restruck and it made a little, you know. So what you would need to do, what I would need to do, is to really find an example. You can see it in the O a little bit. The tops of the D is raised up a little bit. Is to find, you know, the error in some sort of publication, and then you could be a little bit more positive about whether or not it's an error or not a double die. Otherwise, oh, we got a 2024. Look at that. Otherwise, you know, there's a good chance it would not be identified by a grading company as a another 2024. You got the weak L. You can see the it's not even that weak. All right, we got, let me see, what's the other one in 2024? I'll keep these to the side. How many 2024s did we find? 2 or 3? Was the third one a 2024? No, that was the 16. Not a copper pen. Looks like copper, right? It's not. It's probably an 80s. I'm going to assume it's an 80s. It's a 92. Okay. Look at that U. 92s are infamous for mechanical doubling, which I'm relatively sure that is, but that's great mechanical doubling, let me tell you. And what you're looking for is the close AM. That's worth about $100. But that's really where you see the mechanical doubling really nice in the U and the S. Even the E. See the extra lines. Now the Liberty, yeah, if it was a little thicker, you know, I would say this is extra thickness. And you can see a little separation on the bottom of the one there. But again, most likely mechanical doubling. The lines are within. Let me go a little closer. the lines are within the letter. Even if they were outside the letter, they could still be mechanical doubling. But in this case, they are obviously within the letter. So but a nice mechanical doubling coin does have value. See, that's the part that I mean, like when I say value, I mean someone will pay you for it, you know, because it's cool looking. Now, numismatic value, collectability, you know, that's a whole nother story, you know. Is someone to give you $5 for it? Yeah, you could probably get someone to give you $5 for it. A nice mechanical doubled coin. I think we got how many? We only found what, 2, 3. That's it. 3 copper coins. That's okay. That is A O K. Copper? Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at this under the loop. Looks like it might be a repunchment mark. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 1960. Okay. The 1960, I'm also putting into separate tubes. The Philadelphia's go into one, and the Denver's go into the other. They come in small and large date varieties. Look at that twisted metal, huh? Again, most likely just mechanical doubling or deteriorated die. Oh, and look at the U. Let me look at this under the loop. Yep. Most likely just deteriorated die. It is pretty cool looking in the O, I have to say that much. The date. '84. No double ear. I think that's the double ear year. Another nice grease strike, missing O, bottom of the S. So I have to pick out a day that I'm gonna do review the course material for the free classes on ANA. We got a copper penny here. Looks like a mechanically doubled 4. Interesting one though. Let me look at that under the loop. Hard to tell. I mean, it looks really, really. I mean, there's a lot of spreading at the front of that 4. I mean, a lot more than usual. Usually, you just get a little tiny notch in the front with a little extra metal coming out that looks like it could have actually been not hit, but like it could just be an example of mechanical doubling. In this case, it's quite a bit out in the front, quite a bit of extra metal. You can also see in the 7 that there's some sort of separation there towards the corner. It's really just in the date, I think. Well, that's mechanical. Now, I'm pretty sure you can have a double die, and that comes with mechanical doubling, you know. And then on the reverse, E also has what I would say is mechanical doubling. I do not think that's from a first strike. Could it be? I could be wrong because, believe it or not, on the bottom of the E, there also looks like there's some, there's an extra little line on the bottom of the E. I don't know if you can see it or not. But towards the bottom, to the right of that thing, that shelf, to the bottom, to the right of the shelf, there is a slight line going underneath it also. Then one last look at this 4. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's a pretty wild 4. All right. We got a nice condition penny. That's a rarity in this coin roll. Wow. Let me look at this under the loop. This is super duper duper shiny. Is it a special strike? Like, you know, did this come out of someone's, did someone get an uncirculated 23 and then, you know, put it into circulation? I don't know, man. That's a pretty, how if I turn the light on? That is a pretty bright penny we got there, man. We'll see. I'll put it to the side. No extra V. I did check for the extra V. I didn't see one. $21D. Ah, that's a nice 64. I'll check out the model. No, just a nice, really, really nice example of a 64. Really nice. It might be the penny of the day. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope my members are doing well. I hope all my subscribers are doing well. Hope you enjoyed this penny roll hunt with me today. They usually last about a half hour, especially if there's some good copper in it. When there is not, no fledgy. When there is not, it goes much faster. It could be something like between 15 and 20 minutes. And no matter what, it always comes back down to about a half hour. We have the anomaly here and there that's 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but for some reason, it takes about a half an hour to go through 50 pennies. How much copper did we get? I don't think we might have one more copper penny there. So let me just get through this penny roll, and I will. Let me check for the extra V. No extra V. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at that in a second. Make sure it's post mint damage and not something else. Anything going on in the reverse? No. Let you take another quick look at it before I look at it through the loop. I think it's mechanical doubling. That's what I think. Now, what made me think that was I looked at the date and I saw some on the first two. Let me go a little closer. On the first two, it looks like there's some sort of mechanical doubling on the tips. So, like I see something someplace else, I'm saying. There was something else on the E, like a little doubling on the inside of the E. But, or even not for nothing, even a little, could have been some piece of like a strike through. But I don't think it's post mint damage though. It's pretty cool looking, I gotta say. Maybe it's one of those that have to be looked at under a microscope. Those look like polished scratches. I don't know if it's on the die. I think it's on the die. Buffed out. mechanical doubling, abrasion doubling, and dye deterioration doubling. Those are the three major. Okay, no white AM, white AM, white AM, no white AM. Those are the three major worthless types of doubling. And you want to get those three types of, I want to get those three types of, understanding those three types of doubling under my belt. That way I make less mistakes, and I don't think something's valuable when it's not. Or I don't misidentify it, when I'm if I'm trying to sell it. Yeah, hey, yeah, it's mechanical doubling. Sure, no problem. Like what's going on in the T in Liberty, and possibly the E in Liberty. Let me look at that under the loop. Yeah, deteriorated dye, mechanical doubling. The dye abrasion is a little bit more, in my opinion. I'm having a little bit more difficulty identifying. Look at the D right there. Look how cool part of it is raised up towards the bottom. But there's no initial first strike. And I've looked at quite a few now, extra thickness inside the G. And you really need to see something. You can have minor extra thickness, moderate, major extra thickness. So, but there needs to be it needs to look extra thick though, which is wide. It needs to look extra wide. And then you need to see some sort of separation between the original strike, the first strike, and the second strike. So this here would be like dye deterioration. It's raised up because there's more space from the dye becoming deteriorated. There's more space in the grooves of the letters and stuff like that. So it will raise up to fill the space when it's struck. And that would be dye deterioration, basically. And you can see it pretty good here. This dye was probably a little older. Please click like and subscribe. God bless. And I'll see you in episode, what was this? 430. I think it was 432. Yep, this is episode 432. If you didn't see 431, I did basically my mail day, and I showed the West Point scent. I showed the uncirculated set of 2019 pennies. I showed a V nickel that I had issues with the mint mark, and I showed a die penny set that I purchased. It was the last one that I saw at that price. And I also purchased a cherry pickers book that had the autographs of the three authors. I put it back in the box. I'm not gonna. It has a spiral. I don't want to rip the page out, so I am going to take out the spiral and then put it back in of the book, and I'm going to send the page to get graded. I seen the books with one signature, and they sell for about $300-400, if not more. So all three on a limited edition, it was numbered 860, most likely out of 1,000. That's what typical signed books are. I can't find anything like that. It could be $1,000. I had to find out if it's more valuable to leave it in the book, or if I get the that it authenticated. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff going on in the channel. We found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16% copper. I'll take it. God bless.